there is more to him than just himself.
Well, then, you're welcome to jump in here. I work days at the most days at that inn.
Yeah. You can have today off, though. You guys can stop in on the way, and Fatty's gone to bed. You guys were working last night. It was understood that you would have today off.
Cool.
And plus, you've done him a favor. So, he's in your pocket for a little bit.
We did him a favor by escorting a vampire?
You did, actually.
Should we share that with him, or keep that a secret?
We escorted her out of his hair.
When you get back to, if you stop in at the last chance on your way home, which you probably would for a bite to eat or something like that, Fatty's already gone to bed.
Of course he has.
There's a whole new bunch of clientele. The day gamblers are there. Most of the people from last night are gone, except for the two ruffians. They're playing out the last of their string. And it looks like the night hasn't gone all that well for them.
Well, I would probably, considering we ended, did we get a rest at the house or no?
It was probably only like 3 or 4 hours. So
Yeah,
it's
not
a full on. You probably need.
All right, so I'd probably go back to the apartment, crash, rest, and then go to the inn as it's getting closer to our rendezvous time.
All right. So I would imagine Arthur would go with Bukai and the three of you, and then Tal or Nock and Asami have their own rooms at the last chance.
Yep, I tend to dismiss Bukai in the apartment.
Okay. I wasn't sure how that works.
Yep. Later on, I have this thing where, since she's slowly turning into a Bukai, dismissal will have to have a save for me to get rid of her when she doesn't want to go. But we can do that when I get to higher level.
Cool.
Like I say, I got a storyline.
I like the phrase, not turning into a fae, turning into a Bakai, specifically.
Yeah. Yes, it's a type of fae.
Oh, I was going to say, is Bakai her name, or is that what she is?
It's actually, look up Pathfinder 1E Bakai. It's the path I'm taking her. Now, I can't take her specifically that path because Eidolons can't do it. But I'm progressing her in that direction.
I looked up Bakai and I'm being sent a Wendigo? I don't think that's what I'm looking for.
I'll find it for you.
I don't think that's what I'm looking for.
Is it like a Bacchanalia? Is that what it's derived from?
It's an actual critter in Pathfinder 1E.
Okay.
Apparently Wendigos are CR17 outsiders. That's unpleasant.
I think there's an old Roman god called Bacchus that was based off of. It was the Roman version of Dionysus.
Yeah, I know vaguely of a Bacan, which is I believe, Scottish or Irish.
Did that show up? I put it in the general chat.
Ah, hello. I see that. I'm gonna look at this.
Okay.
Ah. Okay. Interesting. I see that they have rage. Interesting.
Yeah, like I say, there's actually a feat, an Eidolon benefit where she can go into a rage and you don't control who she attacks for a period of time. I thought that might be.
Does she understand who her allies are, or does she just attack?
That's
because I would like to know as the 12 AC 7 hit point sorcerer.
Hey, right now she's a very charming creature.
Yeah.
So,
I've got
a true wolf in sheep's clothing. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, the Bakai brew their own wine, which is used in their bacchanals. This wine called.
I feel like most of the.
Yeah, that's.
I feel like most of the charisma casters in the party are wolves in sheep's clothing.
Pretty much.
It fits the storyline, you know. Like I say, I went through 4 of the books on trips, and I think it fits.
I can't say Arthur's perfectly innocent either. I can't exactly complain or judge.
I'm
There's a
trying to
reason
make.
there's a reason he's completely neutral.
I've got a couple other Pathfinder games I'm playing, and one of them is just pure power gaming. So I've got a demon Eidolon that just does shitloads of damage. And this one I figured I'd go story. So just a different direction.
There's always the idea of power gaming to a specific goal. I, for instance, am trying to create the scariest person you could ever see. I will use the magics and the feats that I can have, as well as the PRCs, to become the scariest individual. You cannot make your save against my fear effects. Are you immune to fear? I don't think so. I could surpass that, as long as your hit dice are not 4 more than my castle level.
Well, that'll be interesting. Like I say, I'm going with story for this.
So, Knock, I asked everybody else, didn't get a chance to ask you. Does Knock want to do anything on her way home? Is there anything that she needs to do today?
Does Teddy need to do anything? That's the question.
No, just kind of looking on and seeing like the whole horse transaction there. She's been thinking like, oh, okay, we just got this horse and it was sold, but it's probably a good thing because the horse gave a good reason why they would take the horse off our hands. So
Horses
she didn't really say much outside of that. But
yeah, horses can also be a money sink.
Yeah, especially in a city like this.
oh, we already have a benefactor. He said he would keep it, right, for us.
He said that the stables that he had, put them on the map here somewhere.
Less than an hour, like, yeah, I can take care of your horse. Just tell me when you need it. Less than an hour later, it's sold.
The when he described where the stable that he lets out the stable to the stable master. When he described where that was, and he said that it was just underneath one of the shops that he owns. He owns a shop on the second floor, like a money lender, pawn shop kind of thing, just in the Temple district, just south of the Marsh district. So it just happens to be just a few houses over from where Zed has an apartment. The place is called the Iron Ticoon, and the just below the first floor of that area is actually the stables.
It's kind of ambivalent about it. I mean, on one hand, you got a benefactor who wants to take care of the horse for the party, and then on the other hand, the horse is kind of like, quote unquote, in disrepair. So
we got money, and we can do stuff.
Yeah, so she was just kind of like, crunching on an apple and just watching the whole thing and not really doing much, just chilling.
Would you guys like me to divide those funds between you right now?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I was about to ask if that had already been done or not. So I guess not.
You had mentioned last time we got, in terms of Pathfinder gold, it's 400 gold, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 40 gold rilks is the equivalent of 40 platinum pieces.
Okay, sounds good.
And five silver smaragds is the equivalent of 5 gold pieces.
And we were paid in rilks, weren't we?
You were. Yep, you have 40 gold rilks each, which is a princely sum.
Quite a good amount. That'll definitely be able to... I believe that was split. Let me check.
I see it. Yep.
Should already be on your sheets.
I see it.
Oh, it was 40 per.
Yes, it was 40 per. It was 200 in total. He was planning on having to use that money to pay off the extortionist.
Yeah, you could buy some.
So he had it on hand just in case.
That'll definitely help us with our money problems for a little while.
Yeah, so that gentleman is pretty wealthy. And he's invited you to dine with him this evening. He's told you that about an hour after sunset, a carriage will arrive at the Last Chance for anybody who wants to join him for dinner.
Watch, we're gonna go, and then we're actually the main course. It's some vampire war that we're in between.
Yeah, we're
Not
gonna
the main
lend a hand.
course last time.
Yeah, he's gonna ask us if we can lend a hand with a butcher's knife behind his back.
Gotta love city adventuring, don't you?
Yeah.
Nothing
Probably
is
just a
as it
prosthetic arm.
seems. All right. Any?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy something.
Okay. Actually, if you want to go over to the Iron Cocoon, it's kind of like a secondhand shop. See what they have on hand, unless you're looking for something in particular.
Looking for something in particular.
Okay.
Uh,
You can message me if you don't want the others to know about it, or
no, it is 400 gold or 40 rilks.
okay.
Looking for a composite longbow, strength +3. That should be 400.
Okay, let's have a look here. I've got different values for them.
Okay.
Let's see here.
What's the +3 weapon in session?
No.
4?
It's not.
No.
It's not a +3 weapon. It
Yeah,
allows
it's
you to
plus
use
3
Plus your
strength.
strength bonus.
Oh, plus that makes a
So,
lot more sense.
see, longbow. Hey. Composite longbow. It's actually 50 gold rilks.
Oh, so that's 10 more than I have.
Yeah, that's for a +2 strength rating. And then for +3,
He wants a plus 3.
it'd be
That's
another 10 gold rilks. Just
Okay.
because of it's a fairly rare item. If people in the city are looking for a ranged weapon, it's mostly slings.
What is a composite bow? What does a longbow cost then? Since there would be no
Longbow is
strength.
cheap. Cheaper. Much
Cheaper.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Much cheaper.
25 gold rilks.
Longbow, yeah.
Still a fair amount.
25 gold,
Yeah.
so 2.5 rilks.
No, 25 gold rilks. So 250.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a longbow. I'll
And-
take out 15.
The reason for it being so expensive, it's a prohibited weapon. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say they're cheap to make, but isn't it the same reason you can't buy a longsword unless you're royalty?
yeah, it's also the
It's
same.
just a symbol.
Yeah, the same reason why. I mean, it's different here in Canada, but it'd be like buying a semi-automatic machine gun.
Oh, they give them
Which-
to kids in kindergarten here.
know.
Yeah, that's
Georgia. So, you know.
Yeah, it's not civilian grade; it's higher than that.
Yeah, it's a military item, so
All right.
unless you have a reason to be porting one round, you might get stopped by the caps if you have one of those.
Generally, it's going to be with Bakai, and Bakai's not. I'd still like to get one. I'm looking for.
Oh yeah,
it.
for sure.
Let's see.
And there's ways around that too. There's well, you can find out later. I'll find out pretty soon actually. The nobility have a pretty big leeway. And
All
you're
right.
about to meet with a noble.
Okay, that's all I'm doing. Resting, going to the inn about an hour before the meeting time, just to, unwind.
Okay. Sure thing. And Fatty is around now. He's up. He's greeting the crowds and stuff like that. He asked you guys about your night. Everything went well. Made a contact. See everybody's still alive.
Did beautiful, peaceful night. Nothing to complain about.
Excellent, excellent. Who was the lass's father? I'm curious to find out.
I don't remember his name. It was let's see, that was in the session 3 recap, wasn't it?
Yeah, his name is Dannal, Lord Dannal.
Oh, it was Lord Dannal.
Really?
Yeah.
Lord Dannal?
Yep. You know him?
I've heard of him. He wouldn't have occasion to darken these doors, but he's a fairly high up in the Moneylenders Guild.
Well, I'll just say he was grateful that we resolved the evening favorably for him.
Well, that's interesting.
That's all I'm saying.
Very good, very good. Well, I'm glad for you. I suppose you're all gathering here. You're going to be needing the night?
No, we're going out tonight. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, no trouble. We've got plenty of people on.
I'm sure the others will catch up.
Yeah, everybody else is pretty much there. Nock and Asami work.
Have we rested already? Or
Yeah, I've given you a full rest.
Okay.
Everybody should be full hit points, full spells. I don't know what you guys want to bring along with you. Probably want to bring all your gear, but and
Do
you,
we?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah, we're adventurers. We'll bring all the gear. Of course
We're
we are.
bringing
I am.
rations and a backpack and wineskin.
Yeah, you go to an expensive
No,
restaurant.
I'm just bringing my longbow.
I brought my own rations, thanks.
Yeah, you go in there with your 15 daggers that you have on your person.
Can I have the longbow unstrung so it looks more like a staff or something?
Oh yeah, it's fine. You can. You guys are traveling in a carriage tonight, so
I hope you don't plan to use it as a staff. That might damage it.
No, but it might make it less conspicuous.
Yeah, your curved staff.
Well, I mean, Bakai is the one who's going to be carrying it.
Ah,
The shop we stopped at, do they have instruments?
yeah. Did you want to go to a shop?
The one you mentioned.
The Iron Cocoon, like a pawn shop? Sure.
I'm not going to go like aisle shopping or anything. Just if we were walking by.
It's just up the street, actually.
Yeah, I'm specifically looking for a masterwork flute.
Okay.
I was curious what the cost is in this world.
It's the same for a musical instrument as it would be. Let's see here.
Oh, I gotta look it up now. Huh?
I'll look it up if you want.
No problem. I can't.
Instrument, masterwork. Musical instrument masterwork. Oh, actually, I do have one in the Lankhmar campaign.
it's a collapsible bathtub.
Look at that. 100 silver
Wow.
smaragds. Same price as 100 gold pieces, probably, in regular D&D. I can't imagine I priced it any higher than it would have been. Actually, might have even made it cheaper because of...
Well, I'll buy that.
100 silver smaragds? Sure. I'll throw it on the party sheet and you can...
10.
What instrument is it?
Flute.
A flute,
Nice.
some jazz flute.
100 gold piece flute. Nice.
The fancy flute you got there, boy.
I'm not very familiar with the adventuring items you can get in Pathfinder 1E, so I was just looking at them. Some of these lines are very funny to me, such as climbing into and out of a hammock is a full round action. A successful DC 5 Dex check makes this reduces this to a move action.
Case
Yeah.
that
And
comes up.
And I don't think anything can be funnier to me at this moment than a bar of soap has approximately 50 uses.
So you have to refresh your bar of soap every 50 days. Or 60
It's
days
like
if you
magic.
skip 10.
It's like a magic item. You have to charge it.
Yeah. you put like ammunition.
It's like a wand. Don't wands have 50 uses?
They do. Yep.
The fact that that came up and they had to record it is kind of sad.
Yeah, exactly. That's gone too far.
I had to write it down.
Did you guys refresh
How
your
do I-
bars of soap?
How do I grab it from the party list?
So you should just be able to
Did you buy your collapsible bathtub?
hover over the little piezo symbol, which is the little Stonehenge kind of thing, and just drag it right to your inventory. There we go. And were you going to go with that longbow, right?
I put it on the sheet already.
Okay, cool.
So I guess I don't need to carry two. So
Did you want to sell your other one?
yeah. I don't know how much it's going to be, but I would imagine it'd be
Half price,
near
always half
nothing.
price.
Yeah. Well, I'm not looking at the sheet that just says how much it is, but I guess I can look it up.
Yeah, they give you the GameSpot rates.
Yeah. So just to delete it from the inventory, How do I?
Let's see here. You.
Oh, I see. Where? Edit list.
Yep. He will give you. It should have a price on it. Hang on here. Musical
Oh,
instrument.
I bet if I
common.
look. Yeah, there we go.
5 silver smerducks. He'll give you.
Yeah,
He'll give you 3 silver smerducks for it.
that's
It's
fair.
lightly used.
Yeah.
Could have wiped off the mouthpiece.
Could have shined it up.
The idea of a lightly used wind instrument is unpleasant.
Yeah, but it's got his shade of lipstick on it.
But one time at band camp.
Not
Fun.
that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm gonna go see if I can find silver sheen arrows.
Okay. You can find silver arrows.
Silver arrows?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have.
Those are expensive.
Usually it's like it's not like the arrow tip itself is silver.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking for just the silver sheen. It's less costly.
Yeah, I
that's,
imagine I
15
imagine dipped in silver, not made of silver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
15 gold apiece. Is that something I can find?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna spend 75 on 5 silver sheen arrowheads.
Done and done.
Basically, I'm working with the smithy that
Yes.
I traded with the arrows. I mean, with my bow.
Absolutely. That's fine. He's happy to happy to do the business with you.
Looking at everything, I don't know if I need anything at the moment. I don't think that
Fancy,
if I need to buy something, I can return later.
a fancy cape or something like that. Maybe a hat. No.
Brooch.
Tempting.
Thinking of
I'll
airplane.
consider that.
What do you make of this?
I'll consider the cloak. I'll consider that little billowing cape.
Anybody else have anything they want to purchase before the big night? Or anything they want to specifically leave behind? Or you guys can keep it in your mind what you're taking with you and
Are we
what you're
waiting
leaving behind. Yeah, you guys are kind of gathered up
in the main room?
at the last chance. Yeah, in the
Are
first.
there people? Is it crowded? Is it moderately crowded?
Yeah, it's starting to get crowded.
I don't
Well, if we're
carry any
waiting
weapons
and
or
it
armor,
looks-
so I could continue.
If we're waiting and it looks like it's going to be a bit, I'm just going to break out the new flute and just sort of sit in the corner and doodle on it a little bit.
Okay, great. You give me a perform check. And don't forget, I think you get +2 because it's masterwork.
Yeah, I added it to the miscellaneous column for that particular perform.
Excellent. Oh, nice.
It
I
seems
could
to
roll
work.
too.
It functions well.
Yeah, it's nice. So doodling around in about, you get 1 bronze eagle and 2 iron ticks as tips.
Surprise!
Looking at my inventory, I don't carry any weapons or armor, so I think I can actually get away with just taking most of my stuff in. It's basically just my clothes and a backpack and some straps attached to me.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can take or leave behind whatever you want. Just keep it in your mind what you're taking. I'm trusting you.
I especially want to keep my scrolls at all times. I don't want to leave those around for someone to potentially take.
Yeah, definitely. You want to. You might want to take some precautions with those too, but that's up to you.
Don't want anyone sniffing around for magic. I'm gonna have to find something to deal with that.
I mean, mine's pretty simple. I have my outfit, a belt pouch, and a fancy kitchen knife / dagger. So, I'm assuming we'll be fed and watered.
No, we have to bring our own food to the feast.
All right, I'll bring one beef jerky and a Mountain Dew.
and a water skin.
Yeah.
All right, so about an hour goes by. A gentleman comes in and he says, Asami's party.
Oh, yes.
She looks up surprised that she was named, but says, "Oh yeah, hey, let's go," and starts gathering her stuff to stand up and go towards the gentleman that called.
All right, very good, very good. I'm just out front. So he's on Carter Street, and he's got the rig turned around. He's facing south. He's got the door open for you, but he's up on top of the seat, the driver's seat. He's not holding the door or anything like that. Good day, good day.
We climb in.
Yeah, there's plenty of room. It's a big carriage. It's a 4-horse.
There a seat up next to him?
Yeah, you can sit up front if you want. Or you can also sit in the back. There's 2 rows that hold 3.
Bakai is a little impulsive, and I think she would like that. So let's see if she does a saving throw against. What would be a good one?
An impulse check.
Wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. She has to do a 15 or higher, not to succumb. Let's see. How do I? No, she wants to climb up there.
Okay.
I'll ride with him.
All right. So he's in the middle, and you got Bakaya on the right, and you're on the left.
Oh no, I'm inside. That's crazy. She's crazy.
Oh, okay.
No, let her. She's crazy.
Okay. Well, he's liking this. He's got a hot chick up front with him.
She keeps edging him on to go faster. Come on. Let's see what it'll do. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm inside with the rest of the folks.
Okay.
This carriage has 4 horsepower.
It does, and it's a busy street, and it's a big carriage, so it's not.
Don't get out of the way. Don't worry about it.
All right, so he snaps the reins, and away you go. The carriage ride takes you down Carter Street, and then a right-hand turn onto Cache, the same route that you guys have been, all the way down, past where you started your journey, or where you started your journey this morning, past the corner of Gold and Cache, underneath the second-story bridge of Rakkernash and Slug's statues. Then you go past the shop that you notice just on the corner of Silver and Cache. It's called the Silver Smerduke, and it's just got a picture of a silver coin. And you go past on the left a rather boisterous tavern. It looks like there's a fight spilling out onto the street. It's called the Golden Lamprey. And then just beyond the alleyway on the right-hand side, it looks like a regular sort of storefront where they sell fairly high-end men's and women's clothes. And then there is a flight of stairs going up the side of the building. And on the first step, you guys recognize the Slayer that was wanting to parley with you instead of fight. That was at the crashed cart last night. And you remember his name was Rakkernash. And he's got weapons. He's got a long sword and a dagger. I can show you a picture of him just to refresh your memory.
If we're going past Bakai, we'll take the opportunity, like, you, whatever his name was, Rakkernash.
Rakkernash, yeah.
Excuse me.
Wow.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
It looks like he's waiting on you guys.
Oh, so we're coming to him?
He's waiting on the stairs. And then there's let me see, get that picture of him again. Here we go.
Are potions hard to find?
Pretty hard
Like
to find.
like low level?
Yeah, they're expensive as well.
Okay. I'm gonna get some potion that's 50 each, like cure light and
Yeah,
low
but
level ones.
it was 50 gold. 50
Right.
gold rilks.
Rilks.
Yeah, which is expensive.
Yeah, like we just got 400, so I'm gonna spend some. On
No,
potion.
you just got
We got 200 total, 40 each.
yeah, you got 40 gold rilks each, which is 400 silver smaragds.
So that's like 400 GP in Pathfinder, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
can get some potions with that,
No,
right?
no. It's like 400 GP in Pathfinder, but in this, if a potion is 50 gold rilks and you have 40 gold rilks, you got
okay.
40. You see
A
what I'm
gold,
saying?
a gold rilk is basically a platinum.
Platinum piece, yeah.
Okay, I'm a little bit confused, but I thought I had 400 to spend, and
You have 400 silver smaragds,
but apparently,
which is 40 gold rilks.
right. I get all that, but apparently a potion is literally 50 platinum pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's expensive in this setting.
So I don't think I can get my arrowheads, right? Because they're 15 gold pieces, and that's 75. I only have 40.
Are they magic? The silver sheen?
No,
magic?
they're just silver sheen. Is just
It's alchemical?
basically, yeah.
You paid.
Okay, so you pay silver smaragds for that. So if it's
Okay.
75, it's 75 silver smaragds.
All right. Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
So no potions.
So Rakkernash is standing on the stairs, and he says, "Oh, Dannal's waiting for you upstairs in the gallery. How are you doing tonight?"
Doing well. Looking forward to tonight's events.
Good.
Naka is looking to the person who was concerned about bringing weapons. I'm like, see?
How far away is he?
He's about 30, 40 feet.
Okay. Yep. Guy jumps down, says, "Good to see you again." We'll clamber out.
All right. He steps aside and says, "Yeah, go on up. It's second floor, first door on the left." He's got the whole place to himself tonight. I'm gonna pop in for the first bit, then he'll probably ask me to leave.
Okay.
By the way, my name is Rakkernash. I don't know if we've formally. I don't remember us introducing ourselves last night, but
We had other things on our minds at the time.
yeah, as did we. As I met with Lord Dannal today, and he explained some of the situation to me. It seems like in the future, you and I, we might be working together. We'll see.
I'd much rather that than us fighting.
I don't want to. I don't want to mess with y'all. You guys are scary.
And we have no interest in messing with you.
Well, good. All right, excellent. Yeah, go on up. I'll be up in a moment.
Drapes, drapes, drapes.
So if you go up the stairs, it's up to the second floor, into a pretty posh-looking salon. And there's a well-dressed woman, and she says, well, "Can I take your cloaks or hats or coats or anything like that?" No?
I think we all came
Alderman.
decked in armor and stuff, right? No one
Yeah.
dressed up. Is that right?
Well, it's not cold out, right?
It's the 25th of November, it's 26th of November, so it's kind of chilly,
Well,
but it's not crazy. I mean, you guys weren't walking.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'm wearing whatever I'm wearing. I'm
Yeah.
not like changing anything in terms of my like. I don't have like fancy stuff and.
I was going to say that. I have nothing fancy. We're good. Thank you so much.
Oh, no trouble. Right this way. Lord Dannal's tables is near the back.
Go through.
Okay, go through, and he's seated on like a little couch kind of area, and he stands up. He's smoking a pipe, and let's see here. He looks a lot better than he did, but he still looks kind of ashen and gray, kind of a little worn out. But he seems to have recovered some of his energy. He says,
Yep.
"It's good to see you. Good to see everybody. I'm glad everybody could come."
It's good to see that you're looking a lot more lively today.
Oh, that was quite a night. Quite a night indeed. I'll give you a refresher of what Lord Dannal looks like.
He was the dad, right?
Yes, the quote-unquote father.
Yep.
Yeah, the dad, who may or may not be her son.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Her son or grandson, it was one of those two.
Yeah, it was. What can I get for you to drink? If you're drinking.
I'll take a toddy port. Older the better.
All right, excellent.
Some water would be nice.
Water it is. Well, he waves to the waitress over. Actually, the hostess more. She may be even the business owner. And there's like a little lounge area where he's got like comfortable couches and stuff like that. And there's just one table at the back that's kind of cordoned off. You can see a bunch of plates set. There's place settings for 8. Wasn't sure how many people were coming. But yeah, he's got a pipe, and he's got like a brandy that he's drinking. If anybody wants to get anything, they can.
The 8 seats are like properly set.
Yes.
Is what you said?
Yeah.
Were you expecting more company than just us?
Well, I was going to invite Rakkernash if that was okay with you. He's.
Oh, I don't mind whatsoever.
He did me a good turn last night as well, and he does some work for me from time to time. Although, if you'd rather the meeting go on without him, I can.
No objections.
Okay.
I see no reason to omit him. He seems like he would quite enjoy having dinner with us.
I believe he probably would. And then I set a couple spaces in case people had spouses, that sort of thing. There's room for more if there's anybody else coming, but it doesn't seem like there is. You all were comfortable in the ride over, I see?
Pleasant.
Well, quite so, yes.
Excellent. I trust everybody's well after last evening. No lingering effects. No. Any
Like
hard-
the
We
moment
remain unharmed, yes.
I'll look at the people who are wounded, and for any signs of vampirism. I think we're okay.
Yeah, I think the only person who really got struck was
Yeah.
Bakai, and
Yeah, I was going to say, out of character, the only one harmed was Bakai, who was fine.
He's
It's just
perfectly fine.
Bakai.
Kind of enjoyed it.
excellent. Well,
She's probably already sat down and eating the breadsticks.
yeah, you guys can sit right at the table if you want.
Done.
Okay,
I told you so.
yeah, and he says the menu's wide open. Anything you want, everything's on me tonight. It's I know I compensated you with gold last night, but this is my appreciation.
I imagine anyone sitting directly next to Arthur's having a less than optimal time.
And I don't know if Teddy came in or not, but Teddy's avoids Arthur.
For the best.
So
Did Luna join us or no?
Luna's not here right now, but you guys left an address. Should she?
I'm not certain Luna is canon.
So Luna knows where to find you should she arrive. He says, "Well, I'll fetch Rakkernash, and I don't want him to miss out on anything. But yeah, well, so I believe I had a business proposition. And if you have any questions, feel free. I'm more than happy to answer anything that you might. I know this morning was kind of rushed, and I was pretty ill, so we probably didn't discuss as many things as you might have wanted to. And I'm willing to share anything that you might want to know. And I'd like to know more about you as well, if we're to be entering into business relations. It's nice to know who you're dealing with. But please, sit down. We'll order, and then we'll talk.
Is there anything on the menu that's like closely related to a beef type dish?
Oh yeah. There's all kinds of stuff.
I'll pick something along those lines.
Okay. Yeah. It's one of those places that doesn't have prices next to the menu item.
That's because we're not expected to pay for it, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's one of those places where it's expensive. So you can.
I was gonna say because it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to give up some anyway, and have to sell your house for it.
It looks like Lord Dannal is a regular here, and has his run of this place when he pretty much whenever he wants. He might even be the landlord.
Perks of being royalty, not royalty, nobleman.
Yeah, nobility. But he's I think he explained. Did he explain his noble position to you guys yet? That he's the second son, the younger. He's not set to inherit.
I believe yes. I believe his family deals in money lending. That's what you said earlier.
No, he deals in money lending. His family is.
He specifically deals in. Oh, he specifically. Okay.
Yeah, he's made himself. He's a self-made man. Beyond having a good head start of a nice mansion and a bit of money to start off with. He's a self-made man.
I'm assuming since he isn't inheriting, that's why he became a self-made man.
Yeah. It's and he's good at what he does. He holds position in the guild, so that means he's probably on some kind of inner council or something like that. Which means he probably sets some policy for the money lenders, money changers, or has a hand in it. So he says, after Rakkernash comes in and sit down and you guys order and stuff like that, he says, Rakkernash was good enough to help me with Popov today. Rakkernash is in the Slayers Guild. He's a journeyman slayer. I use him for a lot of my collections work, some of the more difficult collections that we might have. Being a money lender, you can understand that sometimes getting paid back is a difficult thing. Rakkernash is very handy when it comes to situations like that, and he assisted me today in the difficult situation of Mr. Popov. But we have to act fairly quickly. Like I say, I was hoping to avoid getting entangled with the Sorcerers Guild. So Rakkernash and I had come up with something of a plan, and I'll run it by you. I'm entrusting you to. I believe we had talked about perhaps you recovering a book for me. It was something that you might have been interested in.
I remember
Yes, but we didn't
discussing it,
exactly. We didn't receive many details about it, though. I would
Well,
hope that you.
no, there wasn't many details formed. I was unwell this morning. We've just been kind of going over it today and talking amongst ourselves what the best way to handle this would be. Popov wasn't a very social man, so he wasn't about town very often, which in this case is helpful to us. So for the first little bit, he shouldn't be missed. But what Rakkernash and I had talked about was if Mr. Popov had taken a trip outside of town and not returned, but a good many people seen him taking the trip outside of town in the future, and then over the next couple weeks. Maybe he leaves town before the new year and fails to return. That's something that we were thinking about. And I have another person that I employ. He's an actor. I think might be up for the role. But in the meantime, the recovery of the book is foremost of importance to me. I don't wish to lose my privileges with the Great Library, and I definitely don't want to go bankrupt paying for the value of this book.
What are the details of how we would recover it?
He says, well, I have a key to Popov's home. It was on his person, and he slides it to the middle of the table. And he says, we have his address, 14 Morning Lord Lane, which is probably not too far from where you first met Mr. Rakkernash here. It's just a little neighborhood behind the Begging Bowl, which is... I understand that's where he found Lug in the carriage last night. So I was.
Would we come across any troubles on the way?
Will you come across any trouble on the way? Popov's home is guarded and warded, as you would expect from a sorcerer of some renown. That's why I was kind of hoping specialists such as yourselves would be willing to take on such a task. Normally, I'd hire Thieves Guild members, but I knew for a fact that Popov had paid protection money to the Thieves Guild. So, that's not an option. And I'm not the warrior type. I'm not the... I know a few tricks, but I'm not equipped to handle these kind of things like you are, as you handled things last night. Which is why I'd be willing to pay another, say, 100 gold rilks for the return of the book. Plus, Popov was not he didn't live like a pauper, and he had recently talked about a rather large contract that he had taken on for some manner of religion on Street of the Gods, something. So some of his neighbors or former neighbors or something like that had moved to the Street of the Gods. And he was rambling on about some sort of religion thing that he was looking at. But he had done some work for them, and they paid him handsomely. So, plus whatever items he had in his home. I know he had his library wasn't as extensive as mine, but if you came across any books of interest, I'd take them off your hands. And any other items of esoterica that you weren't interested in keeping, I would certainly purchase back from you. In addition to the 100 gold rolls for returning the book.
Yeah. At the mention of esoteric books, Arthur does seem to he seems to take that well. That seems rather fair, yes. What do the rest of you think about this?
Let's get to work.
Just be warned, though. Popov did. He did mention that he had paid off the Thieves Guild for protection money, and he paid them on the regular. But he also said that thieves would be fools to break into his home as well. It was just an extra precaution. So,
if you do not mind me asking, I'm not personally from Lankhmar. What exactly is this protection that he acquired?
He paid off the Thieves Guild so the Thieves Guild wouldn't break into his home. That's how things work here.
Ah, that's simple.
This is
Very well.
This is why I'm not worried about people breaking into my home right now, even though it's missing a front window.
I was only making sure he didn't have any extra guards.
Right, so they're paid to avoid it, not paid to guard it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if anyone was to engage in thievery and not be a guild member, that's fairly highly punishable from both the guild and the law. There's not a whole lot of protection should you be caught. So, as you have the key, and no doubt you have your wits, shouldn't be any problem for the likes such of you. I can only imagine how you handled things last night, so I imagine this should be a walk in the park for you.
And out of character, he did mention what the book was, I hope.
He'll describe it to you. He says, this book was called the Book of Eibon. This is it's an old tome, written centuries ago. It's about almost 3 feet in width, and I think it was about 2 feet in width and 3 feet in height, and it was almost 10 inches thick. It had a magical lock on it that nobody could open, and as far as I knew, the book had never been opened. But Popov wanted the book taken out for him. He said that he had found a way. So, whatever that meant. He didn't mention the book after that.
Noted.
I imagine with some sort of powerful dwarmer on it like that, it's probably a fairly dangerous tome. But this is just speculation on my part. Like I say, Popov didn't mention it after we contracted for me to get him the book. What I accepted in payment for procuring the book for him for 1 month's time was a year's worth of lessons, which normally I would be unable to obtain because I'm not a gilded sorcerer. And he agreed to that, but obviously I won't be receiving that. So my knowledge is stunted. Probably for the best. So probably best I don't dabble in these things. You see what kind of dangers it can lead to.
Arthur looks at the rest of the party, seeing if they're going to accept this job or not.
What's the time frame for when you need to get it back?
I have to have it back by the 4th day of the next month, and so it's an 8-day window. I've got 8 days to get it back, and I could probably buy an extra week's time, put them off, claim this or that, but beyond that, it would definitely cause trouble for me.
And once we get the book, we'd bring it to you directly, or
actually, that's what I was thinking. Rakkernash would take up for me. I'd have him maybe on lookout somewhere in the vicinity, and you could hand that off to him, or even accompany him back to my place. But once you obtain the book, I'd want it in his hands, if that's amenable.
It should be.
The house is in town?
Yeah, the house is. Rakkernash says, "Yeah. You remember where the cart was last night on Carter Street?"
Oh, yeah. And so you said we could go tonight, for example.
We could go as soon as we're done eating, if you want.
That works for me.
All right, and then the food arrives and some drinks and stuff like that. Whatever you wanted, as fancy as or as plain as you want to get. If you don't want to eat, that's cool too. Because there was, you've already witnessed somebody getting drugged or trying to drug you. So, and it's very reasonable to be suspicious. But so far, Lord Dannal has not given you any reason not to.
I'm chowing down.
Okay, yeah, it's tasty. It's excellent.
He wouldn't invite us here and offer us a job if he was going to kill us. So eat.
He wouldn't.
Okay. Well, we can at least scout the place.
Well, this party is shook after that little incident with that helpless maiden turned vampire, huh? Everything is
it's hard to shake Arthur.
That's like PTSD there a little bit.
Arthur doesn't
Naka is already choosing like a bunch of stuff from the menu, and hopefully it's gonna arrive soon.
Okay, yeah, definitely does.
So far in her head, nothing's changed from what he said the other day, like in terms of, except that he's gonna pay more. So she's just like, all right, you guys can decide. I'm already decided.
Okay.
Yeah, Arthur sees no point in not eating, so he's gonna go ahead and just get something relatively, something on the higher end of modest, but not too bougie for his taste.
Alrighty. No caveat.
I purposely order a salad and a first course, a main course, and a dessert. Bakai orders 3 things off of the meat menu.
Okay.
Bakai orders 3 things at random.
The food is delicious.
Pork, the chicken, and the beef. Yeah.
The food is delicious. The chef is probably an expert. Probably this meal is probably 20 or 30 gold rokes by the time everything is said and done, that's a lot of money. That's 10 years of work for some peasants, and this is just one meal for what is there's 5 of you, and then Rakkernash plus himself. So
Okay, so we enjoy the meal. We ask Rakkernash anything he might know about things we need to be prepared.
He says, I never really had reason to. Lord Dannal never asked me to follow Popov. He always had a trusting relationship with him, so I never really had occasion to keep tabs, as you will. I know where he lives. We can go around the neighborhood and inquire, but that might make us look suspicious. I don't really know much about him. I know what his house looks like. It's a modest affair. Three stories. I think my guess, the way the roof gables, is the third story is probably an attic. I would imagine there'd be a basement, but I'm not 100%. Sometimes sometimes there's a basement, sometimes there's not. It depends on the individual home.
Is there a way to get us in through the roof?
Through the roof,
Or
there's probably there's windows on the third floor, but that would probably be pretty suspicious. Should somebody see that, it would look like a break-in was occurring as opposed to quickly moving in through the front door with a key.
But we got the key.
Yeah, we have the key. Yeah, the key is recovered from.
A back door that's easier to get into that might be unwatched?
Yep, there's probably a back door. I don't know if I've ever been around his house completely, but we can take a quick look around. We can approach the house from Wall Street if you want. We'll cut through a couple alleyways and.
So why don't we walk past it on the way back and then come back in the middle of the night unless somebody else wants to do something different?
Well, I was thinking about. That's why I asked how much time we have, so we have time to scout it.
Oh yeah, we've got plenty of time if you want to take a day or two, as well. And like I say, I will be going in unless you're going to cut me in on the 100. But I'll be keeping a lookout. It's up to you. I can be bought. My services can be acquired.
Yeah, I think that silence tells you about how much we're going to purchase him.
Yeah,
all right, so take a day to scout it.
If we see that anything is truly beyond our scope, we'll definitely hire your services.
How well trained and well studied was Popov? Out of question. I'm trying to figure out like what level type of spells he would have cast.
Yeah, Lord Dannal says.
Not asking what level was he,
Yeah, Lord Dannal tells you that he was in the medium circle of the Sorcerer's Guild, which means he was a couple steps away from being a master. So, probably somewhere between 3rd and 6th level.
3rd to 6th level as a caster, or 3rd or 6th level spells?
As a caster.
Like out of character?
Yeah,
as a caster. Okay.
As a caster, yeah.
Okay.
He might have had 3rd or 4th level spells at his disposal. Depending.
Let's get to scouting.
All right.
After we finish this delicious meal.
Yeah. There's no rush on the meal. Do you
And dessert.
have any questions for Dannal or Rakkernash while you're dining?
So it's unlikely anyone else knows he has this book, and it's unlikely that, therefore, anyone else would be tasked to go in and retrieve it. Just us, right?
Well, as far as everybody knows, he's still alive. So, I don't think he'll be missed for a little bit.
Yeah, Arthur has a question. He'll ask Rakkernash, why exactly were we attacked by some of your men?
They may have been defending themselves. From what I heard, the arrows started flying before they had a chance to introduce themselves.
They said the lady's name. There she is. Whatever. Let's get her. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they were supposed to bring her to me. She was supposed. I was under the understanding that she was a relation of Lord Dannal's and that she was to be protected. But I was incorrect in my assumption, and Lord Dannal says, well, that is my fault for not completely informing you of the situation. I had contracted Rakkernash to watch my back. I was supposed to be in that carriage with Luke. The fact that Maria went in was not part of the plan. And as far as he knew at the time, she was a relation of mine.
Okay.
It's my fault for not exposing my suspicions. The reality of the situation. As I didn't know at the time either, to be quite honest. We suspected and we were guessing. But it could also have been just a con artist still. Still shaking about that. So it's troubling that it was our worst fears. And it's troubling that she was that she slew a friend. And I don't think she had any ill intent for me. But if she did, I think I'd probably be dead.
And speaking of fears, despite all you've gone through, you seem to have fully recovered within a single day. That's quite commendable.
The drug's out of my system. I'm not staying at my home. I've got another apartment that I'll be staying
Regardless,
until my home is safeguarded against such things. So,
regardless, many men in your position would have broken down.
I've read a few things and seen a few things, and I have some talent for the arts, so I'm not completely helpless. But yeah, it's troubling. It's troubling enough that I'm seeking refuge elsewhere until my place is secured completely. I've came across a ritual in the one of the tomes in the library that they or not in the library that I had borrowed from the library. How to safeguard your home against them should you have already invited them in, and I'll have a practitioner from the Sorcerer's Guild perform that ritual, and we'll have the window repaired and the home cleaned up, and I'll be back in there probably in the next few days. But till that time, you can contact me here or at the Silver Smerduke during the daytime. That's my main shop. I'll spend most of the time there, and then I've got a third location that I won't divulge right now in case there's ears.
That is excellent to hear. It is quite fortunate that you are among some of these stronger folk. I find that there are really three responses to tasting true fear. There are those who simply recover from it in due time, there are those who break down completely, and there are those who revel in it. Good to see that you were not one of those who broke down.
Nor do I revel in it. This is, like I say, it's shaken me.
To each their own. Just takes a bite of like his food.
We have to act. We can't just sit idly by and have it happen to us again. Especially with, if I had no resources, I'd be much more troubled than I am now. The folk tales are interesting. That tome, which read something of a novel, something of a work of fiction, seemed to have some reality to it. So I'm going to investigate further. It seems like a vampire was what she was, and should her claims of parentage towards me be true, I'll have some things to talk with Father about. But one problem at a time. Perhaps that's what Lug wanted to discuss. Perhaps he'd learned about Maria as well. And Rakkernash says, "Well, we found no papers on his body or anything like that. It would appear that he wasn't expecting to be dealing with her either. And it cost him his life."
Always regrettable, yes.
Well, in this case, I don't know. I've no love for the Extortionist Guild. And Dannal nods his head. Yep. So some people.
No. I mean regrettable that he was felled by a creature like that. I suppose there are worse things to be felled by.
Rakkernash believes that it was the crash that killed him. He had a good look at the body and the broken ribs, and the neck was twisted. Seemed fairly
So if
consistent.
the crash killed him, how did he get his corpse from the carriage to your basement?
No, that was a
different guy.
Yeah, this is the extortionist.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
he's talking about the extortionist right now, and the sorcerer.
The guy that was found in the carriage.
Yeah, he was.
That would make sense.
Yeah, he was definitely killed by Maria. And Rakkernash says, without going into any gory details, for the second part of the plan, Rakkernash is vacating the city on a trip. He makes the air quotes. We've procured his clothes and stuff like that, but I don't. His mortal remains. There'll be no chance of finding those. It looks like he's fairly comfortable making that statement. Like, this isn't the first body that he's disposed of. And maybe not the first body that he's disposed of for Lord Dannal.
I imagine by this point we finish our meals and we
Yeah, finish your meals, have your dessert, smoke a cigar.
got the place on the way back.
All right, excellent. Do you want Rakkernash to show you the way?
Sure.
Okay, he'll come with. All right, so the without going on a grand tour of Lankhmar, all the way down Cash Street to Carter or Wall Street. This map here. The big street in the middle is Carter Street. The wide street in the middle is Carter Street. The other wide street to the right-hand side of the map is Wall Street. And Popov's home is in the neighborhood. It is right there. So there's an alleyway. I'll throw you guys all on the map if you want. I don't suspect there'll be any craziness or anything like that, but just so you guys can have a walk around. Let's see, the tokens are unlocked, so feel free to move around. I will show you a picture of the home. So this is the first floor. And you can see in the windows.
I see
the
a big black map.
The first floor is dark.
Oh, you don't see any? Okay. There we go. Is that better?
That's better.
Are there people in the?
Yeah, there's people
Street?
around. There's people on Wall Street. There's people on walking in and out of these alleyways, that sort of thing. This big building here on Wall Street, right beside where you're walking in, it's a brewery. It's called the Golden Foam. It looks like it's open. There's people in there drinking. It's a mix of like alehouse and tavern.
Is there a spot near Popov's home, but outside of prying eyes, for me to use detect magic, so I can try and identify what type of spells he used to guard his home?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like if you come up this alleyway here, it gets quieter in around this area. Off the main streets. Looks like there's a couple warehouses on either side of this alleyway, and looks like a closed food mart right behind Popov's home. There's an alchemist shop called the Crystal Ampule right across the street from Popov's. And
About what time of day is it?
you're looking at say, yeah, it's like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I would definitely like to do that. Hop into like a nice, quieter location to use detect magic to see if I can try and identify whatever alarms you might have.
Sure. Yeah, anywhere up this alleyway, there's nobody around at this particular moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and park myself right around there and do that.
Okay, his front door is actually around the front of it, which makes sense. This is like a food mart.
So facing south or facing west?
Facing west.
Okay, so there
is the
actually where it is.
Is the front door.
Do I need to make a spellcraft check to identify?
You get from his front door, you do get an aura. You can give me a spellcraft check.
Alrighty then. I'm assuming abjuration if it's protection. 15?
You're getting faint evocation.
A glyph. I'm gonna go ahead and inform my party members then. I wouldn't touch the front door. It's likely going to cause a bit of a problem if you do so. Evocations.
Let me
Like
give you the
vehicle.
actual description of the house. The house is a small 3-story building that looks dark and foreboding. A high gabled roof throws ominous shadows into the street, and 2 chimneys grace the north side of the structure. There are shutters on all the walls, covering glass windows. Front door is right in the middle of the. It's a double front door, right in the middle.
There are shutters. Are the shutters closed or are they open?
The shutters
What
are
day
open.
is it?
They're open right now.
What time of day is it?
Okay.
It's almost midnight.
It's
Okay.
about midnight.
So
since I know
someone scan magic on the windows, and we'll try to get it some other way.
Yeah, the only magic
Yeah.
that you got from the house itself was the front door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before I do that, I do want to know, can I see any glyphs on the door? Because
You do
I know
not.
it's invocation. I know that
Yep.
I do not see anything. Okay.
Do not. Just well-made 2 double wooden doors.
Are we on the map to move around, or no?
Yep, you're on this map here for now, just to give you a lay of the land.
Oh, like for example, like can I move around? Do you have my token on there so I can move around?
You guys came in over by Wall Street, which is the far right
it's
of the map.
on the big map. Yeah.
Oh, on the big map.
The far right of the map.
Look around for different screens. It was underneath the one with the house on it for me.
Yeah, it's the it's the Tenderloin hand-drawn V1. This one here.
Yeah, and the windows do not have any magic on them, do they?
No magic on the windows.
Do they look like they have other forms of like alarms on them, like looking inside?
Nope, they just look locked. You know for sure they're locked.
I'm gonna go check that
They just
window.
Okay.
They just look locked, you
on that
say?
side, right?
Hold on.
Let's you want to go to the actual map of the house?
I
now?
could if you throw me the token on there.
Let's go here. I'll
That's
give you
mage
the-
hand, damn it.
This is the I'll put the tokens on there for you.
And how tall is the house?
The house is almost 30 feet. The house is a small 3-story building that looks dark and foreboding. High gabled roof. So probably about 30, 35 feet. 2 chimneys on the north side.
And is that like a gate there?
That's another business. That's
okay.
Like a grocery store.
Oh, okay, got it.
Like a
I thought it was
food
like
market.
I thought it was like a garden area or something. Okay.
No.
All right. So I'm gonna check out that window without touching anything. Just do my perception check to look for any. It's shuttered, right? You said.
Yes. But the shutters are open. Shutters are open.
Oh, the shutters are open. Okay.
Yeah. You see 2 stuffed chairs stand in front of an empty fireplace. Next to them rests a small bookcase packed with leather-bound books. A well-built table surrounded by 6 hardwood chairs stands by one wall. Sitting on a table next to the front doors is a glittering statuette. Door lies open into what looks like a kitchen, and a flight of stairs with a wooden railing leads up to the second floor.
As far as we know, the owner of this building is dead, right?
As far as you know.
Okay.
He seemed quite dead last night.
And do I look with my perception? Do I see any activity, like like a teacup or fresh eaten food or anything like that?
There does not appear to be that, no.
Okay. And another check on the window before I touch anything to see if there's anything unusual on the window itself.
Doesn't appear to be. You try.
I interact with it. Try to push it up, and
It's locked.
All right. Is it made of glass?
Yes.
All right. I'll smash it.
Oh, you guys are going
Figured
in?
that was coming.
Going in tonight? All right.
We have a key to the front door.
Do you have a key to the front door?
The front door.
But the front door
has
sounds like
evocations on it.
it's got. I don't know what evocation is, but it sounds.
Evocation
it
is
sounds
it's
in game.
destructive magic.
Yeah,
No,
I know what it is.
I'm explaining. No, I'm
Yeah.
explaining in game.
Okay.
If you've ever read about a fireball, that is an evocation spell.
I don't have to
Exactly
read
like
about
that.
Fireball, but hearing
Yeah.
about it is good enough for me.
So I'd recommend not touching the door.
And that's why I'm not touching the door. And as she's saying that, she's probably like breaking some of the glass already.
Okay. Do you want to
Oh.
look around and see if there's anybody about?
Would the spellcraft check identify what that is?
No. Just
No.
got the aura. Just
Oh, it's midnight. Hopefully everyone's asleep.
Oh no, not in Lankhmar.
So
Okay.
if we're looking at it with detect
When they wake
magic
up.
and we know the aura, we know it's emanating a magical presence. We can't use spellcraft to identify what that presence is.
You can, yeah. You can try.
Can. If it's too high level, you won't know, but you can check.
Yeah, I will cast detect magic on myself and attempt to identify it too.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, Arthur's check just wasn't high enough.
Well, I didn't know that, but I mean I assumed that because he would probably know what it is. I gotta find my character sheet. All these maps are blocking my way. Sorry.
Naka's not looking around to see if anybody's around. She's actually just focusing on the window.
So would it be spellcraft or arcana?
I think
Spellcraft.
it's both.
I'll roll both, and we can see if it gives us any.
So pick your best. I think that's what it is.
Pick the best.
Yes, whichever one is better. Spellcraft or knowledge arcana.
So they're different by one, so I'll pick the one that's one higher.
It's the same DC, but they do the same things.
I thought it was a 1, maybe 17, then it's a 3.
I saw the 17. Of course, it's you build a character with a specific role, and they completely flail at that role. You know.
You want to use a hero point?
No.
Dice are sometimes
you,
bad.
You identify it as an evocation spell.
Yeah, there it is. When it's not necessary, you get a high roll.
It's always the way.
Bakai, just check to see if there's a way to disarm whatever's there.
She can, yeah, absolutely. She have disable a
Arthur's
device. Does she have the rogue's ability for?
She has, disable device. She doesn't have her tools with her, so she's -2.
Okay.
Yeah. Since Bakai is doing that, Arthur's going to take a pragmatic. Oops, I clicked off him. Step back.
All right. Okay, you don't seem to set it off, but you don't disable anything.
Okay, she'll take some time and do it again.
All right.
Just let me know when time is elapsed.
Sure. So Knock has. Are you actually breaking the window, Naka?
Oh yeah, I declared that already.
Okay, so little crack.
That's the sound of glass.
That's the sound of glass breaking.
Yep. It was like I was there.
All right. I'm like the guy from the old Police Academy movies.
No, but before I do that, I put like a piece of little cloth on there to muffle it a little bit.
Okay. Sounds good. So it's muffled. Bakai can try again. While Naka is dealing with the glass. 20.
There you go.
Okay.
31, nice.
She's pretty sure she's gotten it.
Okay. Then takes the key, opens the door, walks into the other side of the glass,
Okay.
opens the window.
So as Naka is clearing up a large enough, maybe just to reach your hand in, or the whole space to climb in.
She'll open the window.
I see them starting to go in the door. I'll just stop what I'm doing.
Okay.
Wait.
So
Wait.
as Bakai does that, something leaps at her from underneath the table.
Okay.
Go on.
Is there more to this? Or is it just a hamster?
Is it just the cat?
Okay. So
It's several pugwampies, and our nights is ruined.
It is a cat.
it is.
Yeah.
A skeletal one leaps out from the. I guess there's one under the table. This one here. Make sure I've got the numbers right. There we go.
Like actual skeletal one, or they haven't been fed?
I've got pictures of them.
Or actual skeletons,
They're actual
I think.
tiny skeletal cats, and I guess I don't have a picture of them. But they appear exactly like they do in the mini. So if you blow the map up with the scroll wheel, that's what they look like. They're actually cats that are skeletons. And let's see here. Kai is going to take some dual damage.
Ow.
One non-lethal as a cat leaps out at her and gives her a swat. Initiative, please and thank
You
you.
want one or
Stop
two
them.
initiatives?
Whatever you guys want to do.
I don't care.
Yeah, I think 2 is easier, so I don't have to
Done.
always adjust it.
Easy enough.
All right.
What size are these cats? These are tiny,
Tiny,
correct?
yes.
Interesting.
The same size as a house cat. There we go. Zed's up. Zed reacts.
Hey. Well, she lets me know immediately. I go to the door, and I will target that one and do a little acid splash on it. Or the chair behind it. Okay, Zed's done.
All right.
Where's the combat tracker? You want me to click that, right?
Yeah, down on the bottom.
Down on the bottom. Boop. Okay, I'm done.
Arthur.
I'm just looking at something real quick. Where did it go? There. Oh. There it is. Hold on. Question about these cats.
Yes.
I assume, are they just like augmented vermin, basically? Do they have the vermin type?
They're cats. They're undead.
Like, what are they? Oh, they're just undead, so they're not vermin. Oh, excellent. Well, reading the demoralize skill, I don't think the creature needs to be able to understand me.
I wanted to talk about that.
If you're successful,
Demoralized skill is a fear effect. I read further into that. In the case with Maria, it made sense. She was an intelligent creature. She could see.
she was able to feel fear. She had a brain.
Yeah, she was able to understand that her existence was in danger. Zed's pulling off table legs and making steaks. Yeah. So
I understand. Yeah, mindless undead cannot be affected by demoralized.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah, they probably would be mindless.
Yeah.
In that case, that's going to change a few things.
Do you have knowledge religion at all, or does anybody?
I do not.
Okay.
No.
To get all the knowledges, but I'm not in the room. I don't see the things.
As a pre-action, I'll put, there's some undead in here. I'll just shout that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and move my way over here. Besides Zed, if the doors are open, yes, so I can see
the doors
vaguely
are open.
inside.
Yep.
Well, I see there are creatures in there, and they're attacking Akai, so I'm going to go ahead and just extend one finger towards them. A little bit of darkness is going to shoot out as I'm going to fire my little blinding ray. I control click them, I think. Yes, I control click them. Give me a moment. Every time I forget. This is how it works. Cast. Oof, no. Yeah, that's not hidden.
The ray misses.
Yeah, unfortunately. A lot smaller, a lot harder to hit when they're so tiny, unfortunately. That's going to be the end of Arthur's turn, as he has... Unfortunately, the undead are immune to being frightened by him. Go figure. Where did the combat tracker go? There it is. Done.
Okay, skeletal cat number 3. Let's see here.
They're immune to being frightened for now.
This is the same
Not
cat
forever.
that attacked Bakai earlier, and it gets a full attack off. It's hissing, or it's opening its mouth like it's hissing, but it's silent and it's kind of creepy. It's got you can just hear like the clattering of bones. See here, is that a claw? Yeah, claw.
I think it needs lungs to do hissing, right?
Yeah, it's not actually hissing, but it's making motions like it's hissing. And one more point of non-lethal.
We're imagining it as it opens its mouth and like raising its front arms a little bit.
It's going through the same motions as if it were alive, but it is quite dead. Naka.
Naka sees this interesting thing unfolding. She is going to go 1, 2, 3. And then takes a shot. Point blank.
Okay. That Bacab?
Yep, because up.
Okay. Got that one targeted. We try. He kicks downwards on it. And misses.
Every
And
roll we throw at him.
I do realize... Well, actually, no. Alright,
The
so
rats all over again.
that's it. Guy's done. Where's the pink?
So skeletal cat number 2. And because they're tiny, they have to actually enter your space. So you get an attack of opportunity if you have a weapon handy.
I have a ranged weapon, I don't.
Okay. Why is it showing not visible? Should be visible. Let's make them all visible. There we go. Skeletal teeth sink into your leg for 1 point of non-lethal damage. It's like being attacked by a house cat. It's nothing terribly dangerous, but
Yeah, you don't have house cats.
that's true. Luna comes from around the corner and joins the fray.
Hey,
She missed the hearty dinner, but she's there for the fight.
that's right. Splat.
Imagine destroyed.
Yep, that was cat 4. I'll take cat 4 off the board.
Cat on a stick.
Cat gone.
Asami, with your knowledge religion check, you know that these are skeletons. These are animated undead. Basically, the lowest form of undead. They're you know that if you use a bludgeoning weapon, you'll be able to crush them easier. And you also know that they're mindless. They're probably not susceptible to any spells that target emotions or anything like that. They're just like They're automatons created from the remains of a creature with a skeleton.
I moved into here and drew my whip, and since I'm BAB 0, that counts as a move action.
Okay.
And so I'll say, hit him with something bludgeoning. There you go.
All right.
That's all I can do.
Since I'm going to be in the same square as the cat is currently, because the cat's in Naka Square, Teddy is not having the flanking benefit because Naka doesn't have.
Yep, she's not threatening.
So just a regular attack, bite, and this is cat number 2.
Cat number 2.
These cats are agile.
They are. They're fast. Skilled cat number 1 goes after Asami. Do you have attacks of opportunity? I imagine.
don't think a whip. I
Yep.
don't think a whip grants that, does it?
I'm not sure. I've never used a whip.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't because it only does non-lethal damage.
Okay. So let's see here. And it tries to bite.
Does that matter? Can non-lethal weapons not deal opportunity attacks?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought I read up on the whip that you don't get attacks of opportunity with it.
I think it's considered a ranged weapon. You might have to read up on that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We check that out. We'll go with that.
I'm
For
looking
now.
at whips real quick.
Zed.
Alright, which one do I have targeted?
You do not threaten the area in which you can make an attack.
Okay. It's dead.
Psh.
Hmm.
The acid bites into the creature. Hang on 1 second. Did you take off the 4 for the ranged attack? Do you have point
No,
blank
I
shot?
do not. I do not. So it would have been a 14.
14. Let's see if that hits. Armor class 14. It's a hit.
Okay. Then I'll re-roll damage. I'm kidding.
Nope. You're fine.
Okay.
Arthur.
Well, considering the fact that everything's all crowded and done, Arthur doesn't really have too many tricks up his sleeves. So I think Arthur is just going to kind of sit back and just watch as his party just tries and somehow fails to beat up these cats. I think he's going to go ahead and just basically take the full defense.
So Rakkernash from across the street says, "Get in there. Close the door. Making a ruckus." Skeletal cat number 3.
Love to, but people are in the way of the door.
As a friendly unit, you can go through them.
You're still in the way of the doors, like in the door frames, basically. You're the doorways.
You can move.
You can
through.
actually move through them.
And since it's a cat, it's not going to provoke an attack unless you move into a square.
Yeah, they're tiny.
Naka will drop her bow in the same spot and draws her weapon, her axe, and makes an attack with a little flanking bonus. Boop number 2. Hits. And does no. Oh, it does some damage. How about that? The strength alone.
It's a house cat. I don't think it's gonna be fine.
Should add the.
Okay. Baka kicks at it violently, says, "Why won't you die?" Thinks about it and says, "Again. Die again." Missing.
Luna. The cat's just attached to Kai's leg.
Damn it.
What am I gonna do? Oh, so, I'll, come here, kitty. Wah, wah.
And misses. Asami.
Move there and strike this one. See if I can smash it with the whip.
Okay.
Don't you need 2 squares with the whip?
You can attack.
You can attack adjacent.
Oh, okay.
Aren't undead immune to non-lethal?
We'll find out. The player might know that, but the character's never fought an undead cat before.
And the DM might not have the right effects on it. So let's find out.
My character sheet was buried under this stuff, so I found. There we are. Oh, I'm gonna strike it. Might
There
not
we
do
go.
any damage to it.
Let's find out.
Dead kitty. Whoosh.
Good thing about non-lethal is we can interrogate it later.
All right, good enough for me. The smashes the bones apart. Teddy.
All right, so number 1 is still around.
Number 1 is still in the middle of the room.
Did we say the whip is threatening? No, right?
It does not threaten.
So, question: the one that disappeared, it looked like it was the one on Baka.
Yeah, that's
But
not the one you attacked.
I targeted the one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Diagonal to me.
Okay, so I'll just move that one over to there.
Okay.
There we go. My bad. I misread.
Oh, no, I could have missed. I likely could have been my error, but I thought I targeted that one in the game. So.
All right. The assault on Bukai continues.
Die.
1, 2, 3. Zed.
Well, I'm moving in, and we'll do it's a -4, right? -4.
Yeah.
All right.
Pick a square there, buddy.
I'm all over the place.
That's a hit. All right. The
Pick a
bones.
square. All right. That's it. Click.
Arthur.
Basically just like coming in, just like it's like casually striding into the room, just like, are you done yet? Are you still fighting these cats? As he's gonna like shut the doors behind him and basically just end his turn with that.
All right. Daka.
Naka's not going to waste an arrow and just begins to kind of looking upstairs but not going upstairs.
Oh, things went
Oh,
dark.
the
Things went
darkness.
dark. Who sees in the dark? Who doesn't? You're off the street. The doors close.
I'm by myself. Where is everyone?
Okay, she's having trouble kicking, so she gets on her knees and slams with her fists. That's a little better.
That'll do it. It shatters the skeletal cat as things go quiet.
Gets back up. Done.
That's it.
Oh, dark, huh?
Yeah, it's like dark in here.
Yeah. It's An unlit house.
Yeah, Arthur's gonna go ahead and since he can't see, he's gonna go ahead and dig into his backpack for that lantern.
A candlelight.
Are we still in
Yeah.
initiative order, or we can go in any order now?
You can go in any order. And from across the street, you can see Rakkernash comes over and closes the shutters and the window in front of Bakai.
But it's dark, so we can't see anything, right?
I'm getting out a lantern. I'm lighting it.
Rakkernash is outside, so he's
I'm-
closing the shutters over the
Yeah.
broken window.
Cast light on my whip.
It is a 120-foot cone. Oh, no, 60-foot cone, and the dim light's 120 feet. Bright light in 60 feet.
For the light spell?
I have a bullseye lantern.
Oh, okay.
You want that one of us should just cast light on the wick of the candle so you don't have to burn the candle? And then you can use it like a bullseye lantern, but it has light inside. Up to you.
It's simply a spell I do not have, but I won't say no
Oh.
to it.
Plenty of us have it here. It's like using up our bars of soap.
Yeah.
We don't want you to use up your candle. One of us will cast. Doesn't matter who.
No, I
cast
have
that.
I have no access to spells like that.
I know two of us do. So here, boom, ching,
I
light.
cast light on myself, but I see no one else is in the room. Did everyone leave?
No, we're all in the main front room.
Okay, so I have to, let's see here.
Why am I the only one here?
Yeah, that's
Where'd
what
everyone
everyone else
go?
is saying too.
I see everybody. Let's see. I don't see Naka. That's the only one I don't see.
They
You
appear
might
for a
be on
second.
different layers or something.
Oh wait, nope. I had my screen too. I see everybody.
See
Okay.
everybody? Okay.
I see everybody.
This door.
There we go.
Ooh,
Everyone just.
now I see everyone.
Okay. You just have to flip. I just have to flip the light on and off to get everybody set. And Rakkernash outside is busy closing the shutters. He's looking around to see if anybody's spotted you guys or anything like that.
If there's any drapes, I'll close them.
It's good.
Motion.
Shutters on the outside, so Rakkernash is taking care of that.
Okay.
So let's see the description of the room that you're in now that you're in it. Naka had a decent look. Two stuffed chairs stand in front of an empty fireplace. That's up at the top there. Next to them rests a small bookcase packed with leather-bound books. A well-built table surrounded by 6 hardwood chairs stands by one wall. Sitting on a table next to the front door is a glittering statuette. A door lies open into what looks like a kitchen, and a flight of stairs with a wooden railing leads up to the second floor.
So I know that my detect magic should still be going. I guess I need to cast it and put it on my little effects bar, right?
That's okay.
Let's finish scouting this floor.
Just on the door still. The front door. You can give me another spellcraft check.
May as well make the attempt.
Okay.
Better.
So Arthur, if you've got you detected magic as well, you notice that the effect on the front door that seemed to wink out, that was an evocation, is now showing an illusion.
An illusion?
It's
It was a shadow evocation. Or
Could-
perhaps it's just an illusion.
It's probably some sort of spell to mislead you into thinking the door was trapped when in fact it wasn't.
Interesting.
I'm going to step into the kitchen.
Okay, Zed to the kitchen.
And Bakai, where's she? I don't see Bakai.
Kai's by the front window.
Yeah, I don't see her anymore. There we go. She's gonna step into. I'm gonna cast the mage armor, so if anything else jumps on her, she's set.
Okay.
So let me just do that real quick.
The
But we're looking in the kitchen.
Sure. The cabinets and shelves are stuffed with dried foods. Several drawers hold various eating utensils, bowls, and plates. The rough wooden table is sticky with a dark brown residue. A door exits into the laneway behind the home, and it's barred from the inside.
Okay, using detect magic, scan the room.
Nothing in this
Okay.
room.
I'll tell that to the crew. Kitchen. Exit on the other side. Nothing appears magic.
I bet the book's upstairs.
Just gonna look around for secret doors. Is that a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see that there's a trapdoor in the floor. It looks like it leads to a basement.
Oh, I'll mention that to the crew too. There's a trap door.
Hmm.
Do we want to investigate that door or go upstairs first? Then,
Either way.
yeah.
If somebody starts going upstairs, we'll come back out and follow them.
Well, let's do the trap door first, assuming that would be less space to investigate, and then we'll go upstairs and then to the attic.
But Kai will check for traps.
Okay.
You want to roll? What would that be? Is that disable device or something else?
Perception.
Perception. Oh, that's not her best skill. She certifies it's trap free.
Doesn't seem to be trapped. It looks like just a simple basement door.
She's sure of it. It's safe. So wait a moment if folks want to come in and then open it.
So Bakai, as she's there, she could see Rakkernash on the outside closing the shutters.
She waves at him.
He gives you a thumbs up. Good luck. So you open the door.
What does this door lead to the right upper corner?
At least outside to the laneway in the back. It's
Okay.
It's barred from the inside, so you could easily unbar it and unlock it if you want.
Can you apply a light source to me?
Yeah.
Because I cannot see very well.
Okay.
Yeah, cast light on. Which character is that?
Let's see here. I should be able to drag one onto Arthur.
Arthur.
Spell light Arthur.
Oh, that's better.
Did it go on?
I can see now.
There we go. So the cellar door opens up, and then there's some rickety wooden steps that leads down into a plain dark cellar.
He's got dark vision. Anything down there?
5 crouched figures can be seen near a door in the center of the other side of the chamber.
He tells that to me mentally, and I whisper it to the crew.
Okay. And you can see they're a little larger than the cats. They're dogs, and their mouths are like opening and closing rapidly as if they're barking, but no sounds coming out. Just a sound of like a clattering noise. And they seem to be gearing up to defend whatever that door is downstairs.
He looks back at Naka. This seems like your type of work. He starts to string her bow. Since I didn't think to do that before, I'm sure that'll take a few rounds. So, are you able to see down there, Naka?
Speaking of which, picking up my bow and put away my axe. So it's interesting. Why is the 60 dark vision not showing up? Is it because of an extension missing or something?
I don't know.
I think it's built in, right?
Yeah, it should be.
I was gonna say I could put light on a coin and toss it down there, so there's light in the basement.
Okay.
Or I'll find a utensil.
How about
Put
I
light
just
on the
disable the lighting for now?
Okay.
Can everybody see the whole map okay?
No. Still dark. Okay.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, it was off and then the darkness is back on.
Okay. I want.
Oh, so something is going on because I thought I saw my aura.
Yeah, you
Must
do.
have
You have
toggle something.
60-foot dark vision. You do.
Do you see the aura on you? On your side? Like on the map itself?
Yeah, I can see your line of sight for you.
Yeah, so something is either we're on the wrong layer or something. I'm not seeing anything. I'm just seeing the lighting effect, and I can't see. I don't have the aura. I can't see beyond 60. And
Okay, we should only be able to see 60.
I mean, I don't see anything within 60.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's disable line of sight then.
Okay, so where do I see?
Right. See that F on the floor? That's the basement floor. Let me show you
Okay.
what the basement looks like.
And if I were to step in, where would I be on the basement there, map?
Let me drag you on there. There we go.
All right, and then where's the creature that someone saw?
There is 5 skeletal dogs.
Okay.
Let me pop them on the... Getting a bit of lag here.
That's okay.
There we go.
I'm gonna take a shot at one as a surprise round,
Okay.
unless if they spotted me.
Oh yeah, they've spotted. But you can still shoot.
I can still do a surprise round.
Yeah, they haven't moved to attack or anything. They're probably under different instructions.
So that should be flat-footed attack. 14? Did 14 hit?
14. Does 14 hit flat-footed? Dog 4. Flat-footed is a hit.
Okay. And she shouts out, same as before, but dogs! And they're easy to kill.
They should have... They should have DR5 bludgeoning.
Are they not statted correctly?
Not statted correctly.
In their stat sheet, does it have DR5 in it?
No, I'm going to do that now.
I wonder what module you're pulling these from.
Yeah, I might have made these myself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, so let me just delete them from...
Oh, no, you don't have to delete them. You can put them like do DR5 bludgeoning onto the effects on each one, and then copy and paste it to the other ones, so you don't lose their position or whatever.
I'm not worried about their position. I'll re-roll it.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, so let's see here.
If that's the case, then that shot did nothing. They're not easy to kill.
All right, I've cocked this up. Let's see here, NPCs. I'll have to double check my my work better for next time. Let's see here.
He's gonna shout back, does anyone see anything that looks like a club in the room?
There's this rolling pin.
Alright, nice.
Frying pan. Totally need a frying pan.
Yeah.
Alright, someone hand me something that I can...
Omelet pan.
Something solid!
I hand him a stalk of celery.
Alright.
Kidding. Oh, we'll find something.
Okay, let's try that again here.
You want me to drop the attack again? I mean the damage again, see what happens?
Just 1 second.
These things have been hanging in this house and haven't been fed. They'll turn to skeletons.
Alright, so let's see here. There we go. Let's see here. Make them visible. All right. Drop the damage on them now.
Okay, that works.
All right, cool. We're in business. Sorry about that, guys.
Alright, so that starts off initiative, I guess?
That starts off initiative. Let's kick it to round number 1. Let's get everybody to initiatize. Roll their initiatives. And these dogs look to be about the size of like a regular, like a Labrador or...
Look small?
No, they're about 3 feet tall.
Small as in...
Medium.
Yeah,
Compared to medium?
They're medium sized.
They're medium sized, okay.
Yeah, a regular dog is medium sized. All right, I think the best I did on the initiative before was 22, so it's lower this time. So I didn't want to cheat you guys by doing a whole new initiative, but it turns out it was lower anyway. There's 2 going last, so. All right, so skeletal dog number 4.
Start the initiative on the tracker.
Yep,
Still on Luna.
there we go. Skeletal dog number 4 moves to the bottom of the stairs, and it's not rushing up the stairs, but it is at the bottom, and its jaws are clacking together, and it looks like it's ferociously trying to guard.
Teddy will move right behind me to Naka,
I'll put Teddy on the map for you.
and then Naka will just say, "Whoa, girl," and then Teddy will just stay there.
Okay.
And Naka says, "Somebody hand me something clubby. My arrows didn't do anything." All right, I'm gonna basically wait. Delay my action
Okay.
until someone arrives with thing, and then
Then I'll
get back into initiative.
Then I'll move you down in the initiative. Okay. Click you down, and then I'll drop your initiative to Zed.
Looks around. Do I find anything?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of pots and pans and rolling pin and
I'm going to grab a sturdy
Rolling pin's probably the best because it resembles a club.
yeah.
So
And grab that.
I don't have the penalty.
What did he
Wait,
get?
would you consider a rolling pin penalty, or would it be a club?
Yeah, I'll call it a club. I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'll put a club on the party sheet, and you can just drag it right into your.
Okay.
And I hand it over. That's it's my move.
All right, I'll jump back into initiative.
Yeah, let's see. Makes you 16. Yep, very good. Thank you.
Club. Let's see the inventory. I have to drag it into the inventory. All right, and that populates. Yes, it does. Wait, you can throw a club?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, you can.
Huh. Okay, didn't know that. So hands me a club. I take it as a move action, I guess. And I'm going to, I guess, not move. Okay.
You've got a +1 base attack bonus.
I don't, I believe?
You don't?
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm a hunter, but I don't have a BAB1 right now.
I thought you would have. Okay.
I know. I thought too. You know what? I'm just gonna make it. No, I'm just gonna play it safe.
It might be a 3/4 thing.
Yeah, it might be.
It might be. All right. So yeah, I'm just gonna.
All right. So Zed has gone, so I'll go ahead and click and then
I'll
go
click down for Bakai for you. There you go.
All right. Bakai's like, oh, for Pete's sake. So she's going to go on down.
Okay.
And actually going to try and do an acrobatics to get on the other side of number 4.
Okay.
So we'll see if
Is
that
she going to
works.
go like zigzag or right through his space?
Just leap up and across. So that looks good.
Okay, yeah.
So she leaps and lands on the square right behind him.
She does.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm going to put her right there. And she looks at the one on the stairs. She looks at the one on the ground. She figures the one on the stairs Naka can take care of. She's going to attack number 2. By trying to grab it and slam it against the wall. Oh, nope. Well, she obviously was distracted. Failed to do anything.
The leap and the
Other
flip.
Yeah, she's impressed with herself on that. All right.
The superhero landing, but that's about it. As cool as it gets.
The 2 feet and 1 hand thing pose that they do.
So the skeletal dog beside you snaps and misses. Skeletal dog number 5. Now that you're in the room, it moves to attack.
That shouldn't hit. Or wait, let me see. Because she's got mage armor.
See, did we drag the effect onto her?
In play, adjust. Mage armor, her AC should be... Oh, it is 19. It hit. All right. AC's 19.
Let's.
So it did hit.
So we have the mage armor from Zed. Let's drag the effect of the mage armor onto Bakai.
Okay, I'd cast it on her.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But you have to mage armor. You have to drag the effect.
Oops. Well, there goes the map.
Oh, the
Mage
map's
armor.
I accidentally closed the map.
Oh, okay. I'll just send it to you.
So I just grabbed the blue ribbon and... Oh, wait.
Yeah, the blue piezo symbol and just drop it right... actually, the little man.
Oh, man.
The little man where you see +4 armor.
Got it. Okay, drag that over.
Drag that right onto...
There it is.
You go.
Okay.
Perfect. And I'll
right,
redo that attack and see if it hits.
It hits.
Okay. So let's see here. So that's real damage. That's not...
Okay.
And
Got it. So she's down to 1 point.
there is one more effect. The dog's trying to drag you down to the ground.
Okay.
So let's see here. Oh, that was hovered. Did you see it hovering on the 20?
I did.
Okay, so Bakai manages to keep her feet, but the dog's bite was legit. It was painful. It's got large teeth. It looks like it's the skeletal remains of like a guard dog or like a Rottweiler maybe.
No,
I
it did
was, I
serious
was
damage.
thinking poodle.
Alrighty
Sure it's a
then.
poodle.
Yeah, these ones are legit. These
Can I get a token
yes.
so I can do some stuff?
So Arthur's upstairs still.
Yeah. Teddy's tiny, so I can occupy
Yeah.
her space, right?
Yeah, you can stand
Alright.
over Teddy. I think Teddy's
In that
tiny,
case-
or is she small?
Betty is small. She's
Small.
not tiny, so you
Okay.
cannot occupy her space.
So that's annoying. That means
Sorry that she's
standing-
annoying being small.
no. I'm saying I don't know if I don't know if I can see down there. Then if I'm here, can I see enough to where I can place a little grease? I'm gonna make a pointer. Can I see
Yeah.
enough where I can? That's not what I want to do.
You can
It is
you can put yourself kind of behind them on the kitchen map and sort of imagine. So you'd be so Naka would be there. Teddy would be right at the top. Yeah, you could actually, but you've only got an angle for the. Yeah, that would be it.
I basically want to slap down a grease in that general spot, trying not to hit Buckeye. If I can see down there, I'm not certain if I can.
Yeah, you've got that. You've got an angle to that spot. That's fine.
All right, excellent. In that case, now that I'm going to cast that, first off, let me expend that spell slot, and then I'm going to make those two make reflex saves because they were there as soon as it was cast. Hold on. That is there. Did they?
They didn't.
They
Save.
not? They did not make.
Yeah,
they did not make saves.
You have to click cast.
I thought it. Oh, there. Hold on. There we go.
Okay, they both failed anyway. So we've got the.
They are both fallen onto the ground
They're both prone.
as the grease trap gets them, basically. And I'm going to end my turn with that. I feel accomplished. I did my job.
So, for me to give folks a buff, I have to target them. It seems reasonable to me for them to hear my voice. The people that are on my map and the people who are on the other map should still be able to hear me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I couldn't mechanically target the people on the other map.
Let me put you on the basement map so you can target.
Okay. And then, okay, that we'll do that. But there'll still be people on the first floor map.
Let's put everybody on the basement map.
For the sake of targeting.
Technically, you guys are all still in the kitchen. And who am I missing here? Zed, maybe?
So everybody?
That'll do it, I think.
I was trying to say goodnight to my daughter before she went to bed. All right.
I think now if you
Yeah,
click all friendly units, it should target everybody.
I think I did that. I didn't double check to make sure everybody was targeted.
Let's have a look here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it looks like everyone's targeted. We'll find out when I hit the thing and somebody didn't get the buff.
I think you got
Do
it.
they need to be able to... In order to do your... This is Spartak, right?
Yeah.
Do they need to be able to understand you?
They just need to be able to hear you.
I think
Okay.
that you guys can hear me and understand me. I hope.
Yeah.
I'm saying about
I'm
Teddy.
about to tell the joke, and if you can't understand it, we'll find out. You won't get inspired.
Yeah, Teddy's
Yeah.
fine. Teddy's on your
Okay.
team.
All right.
All right, it seemed to have worked, and now I'm going to type the joke in. It's going to be cheesy as hell, so don't be mad. Don't throw up.
It's okay. I'm a dad.
Not
I
letting
tell
me go
dad
in there.
jokes.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those.
That's nice.
Okay, Yeah, so that's a standard action to do the bardic inspiration, and
Okay.
I'm not gonna. The stairway seems crowded, so I'm just gonna be at the base, at the top,
Sure.
shouting
Or
down.
you can be like move
Using
back kind of out of the way of everybody.
yeah, definitely not in staircase in the way.
Yeah, but like say if we
I
put
still
you
have my whip, which is
over there.
affected by the light spell, and cheering you guys on. Go get them.
All right. Luna.
Um,
Luna took no actions, it seems.
let everybody get in a room.
Okay. Skeletal dog number 1 moves into the
It steps in.
grease.
It needs to make an acrobatics check.
All right. Does have acrobatics as a skill, but it's prone.
I don't think so immediately.
can't
Let me
move?
confirm. It just can't move, I think. Hold on.
Okay.
Pathfinder Grease. Let me confirm real quick. Failure means it cannot move that and makes a reflex save. It needs to make another reflex save.
Okay, excellent. Okay, it stays on
Nope,
his
he's-
feet, but it's slipping and sliding.
Yeah. He can't move any further, but he's still there. He's still fine.
Dog number 3 gets to the side of the stairs, kind of barking up the stairs, but he can't reach its through the railing. Skeletal dog 4. Now that the battle's joined, goes up the stairs. A cause bit and
Wait, is that dog number 4? That's not attacking Bakai.
no, it went up the stairs to attack Nakai.
Oh, knock.
And pulls you down.
The old trip, is that what it is?
It is the old trip. Oh, Jesus. Really laggy tonight here. There we go. That's better. Teddy. So as Nakag gets pulled down to the stairs.
Teddy will attempt to acrobat. You know what? She's gonna acrobatics in a sense that it's trying to avoid, not so much like some fancy move.
Okay.
Tumble, yes.
Or yeah, tumble or whatever you want to call it. But it's gonna try an acrobatics. It's trying to run on the other side. Skill. Oop. That should work, right?
It's the CMD +5, correct? For going through the space? Yep,
Yep.
it's good. She makes it.
All right. And then she is going to make a simple attack. She turns around and bites it. Great. Makes contact,
hit.
but probably does nothing.
Her bite counts as bludgeoning.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's all 3.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Forgot the flanking, but that doesn't matter. So that thing's off the table, right? So
Yes.
Naka is able to not do anything because it's not like a railing, right?
Yeah, there is a railing.
Oh, so she can basically maybe jump and do an acrobatics here?
Yeah, or she can move down 5 feet and then reach over and club it.
Okay, let's do that. I get a bonus 1 for higher ground. Oh yeah, I forgot to advance my turn. Clubs this guy.
Let me take the prone off, yeah.
Oh, I was prone?
Yeah, I had you as prone because you were...
Oh, I was knocked down. So I got up.
So that would be it. That's a hit. If you're not prone.
If I got up as a move action, I can't do a 5-foot step. I have to move down. So I can't attack this round, actually.
Okay.
If I was prone, I was tripped. Okay.
Yeah, you were
never mind.
tripped. Yeah, the dog tripped you.
Yeah, I got up, I moved down, and that's that.
Okay, cool. Zed.
You can't really 5-foot down
All right.
steps.
I am going to doing a couple of things. As a free action, I'm taking 1 point from Baka.
Okay.
So that takes that off there, puts it on to me. And then I am casting on me Infernal. Let's make sure. Do I have it at this level? I think it's Infernal Healing. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, never mind. I'm not doing that. That's a later level spell. In that case, I will step to the top of the stairs, and that one back there, we will cast a... I'm done.
All right. Bakai.
Okay.
Still on her feet, but hurt badly.
She got that targeted? Yeah, that's targeted. All right, well... She grunts something.
The two dogs in front of her. The 2 dogs in front of her are prone too.
Oh, what does that give a plus?
+4. Yeah, should all be baked into the attack.
+4 and they're flat-footed.
Yeah.
Low chance to miss.
That didn't include the +4.
That's
but,
already.
I see. It did.
It takes off their armor class.
Okay. Ah, jeez.
Still,
but that is bludgeoning.
It's enough to kill it.
Okay, that is a slam is bludgeoning, so it shouldn't be partially resisted. Anyway, Bakai's done.
It didn't resist any. It did all 6 damage.
It's set to untyped damage type.
All right.
So skeletal dog number 2 is dead.
See if I can change that.
It would still go through anyway. You're
I don't know how to change it.
If you open up the attack, let's see here. I'll bring up. So under actions, slam. If you open up the little hourglass beside slam on the right hand side, you'll see attack and the dice. And under type, I'll just type bludgeoning.
Okay.
Is it any other type of damage?
Slam is. Let me look at it real quick. Slam is merely bludgeoning. That's all it is.
Okay, great. So we're good. And then let's see. That's fine. That goes through.
That's it. And we're done.
We're done. Okay, cool. Where were we here?
Number 5.
Skeletal dog number 5 stands up or tries to stand up from prone. What does he have to do anything for that? Make an acrobatic.
He just stands up.
Just stands up. Okay. And
he just stands up. Yeah.
So Teddy and Bakai get attacks of opportunity.
Would Teddy be higher ground, you think?
Teddy's right near the bottom of the stair, so
okay.
In order for her to attack through the railing, she has to be on the same level. But she's small enough that she can kind of get around the edge of the railing. Teddy misses, but Bakai smashes it.
She's pissed.
She is.
But she didn't want to tell Nettie. She's like, good job, good job.
Arthur. Your grease has saved a life, my friend.
Yes, that is its purpose after all. Arthur feels that his grease will be enough. He doesn't really feel the need to blind these things or put himself in any potential danger. Arthur thinks that, the grease, he's going to maintain his grease, and that's going to be really it.
All right.
He will, however, step aside for anyone else who would like to move in after him.
Okay, great. Clear out to the other side of the kitchen. Asami.
Guess I'll need to take a peek to see if I need to continue the performance or not. So move action to here. From this point of the top of the stairs, can I see inside the room?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I see the two dogs.
You see the two dogs. You see the looks like the basement door leading to somewhere that they seem to be guarding. The rest of the basement's pretty barren.
Okay, to maintain the performance, it's just a free action, so mechanically I just need a moment to make it happen.
Yep, no problem.
Okay.
There it is.
Since it's the same joke, just lingering performance, I'm not going to tell a different joke.
So this time,
was that good.
you just say, get it, skill it,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
skills. Bonk it on the head. Now,
It's a follow-up.
I have a standard action left. Can I reach with my whip, remember 15-foot range, this dog from the top of the stairs?
Yeah, for sure.
Might as well give it a shot, see what happens.
Let's see what happens. I'm curious myself. Now that I have the effects properly done, see if it works.
Failed miserably.
Womp, womp, womp.
It is a pretty awkward way to sling a whip down the stairs. I'm going to blame the environment, not my incompetence.
It gets caught in one of the rafters. Luna.
Can I run through everybody, or is that double move?
Yeah, you can run through everybody.
Be careful of the grease.
I'll tell you, the moment you step in that grease, they're going to be making an acrobatics check.
There's no room for me. My fat ass don't fit.
Can he leap down from the top banister there into that very first square?
Yeah, she can. Luna's a woman, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, like an elven woman.
Oh, so I can...
Yeah, you can like leap over the down into this space right beside Asami. You'll take an AOO though from Skeletal Dog number 3.
Hit me.
Okay.
Come on. Oh, I fall on my face. And it bites me.
Might get you anyway. Might knock you down.
1 damage.
And
That was ignominious.
7 damage from a doggy. Holy shit.
Yeah, these guys are
Dog bites are nothing to take lightly.
no.
Jesus.
This ain't no house cat. This is a medium dog.
Yeah, and you get pulled down, so you're prone and you're right here where you leapt down.
Okay. I have 1 hit point.
Let me throw prone on you.
Okay.
And
So then I can... Did I lose my turn, or I still have a standard?
you still have a standard.
Oh,
If you
goodness.
stand up from prone, you can do
I don't
another
want
move
to-
action, but you'll do an AOO
You can attack from the ground.
if it has combat reflexes. But you can also attack from the ground.
Attack from the ground. I have a long spear. I ain't gonna do shit.
He has a club.
Yeah, whack it with the haft like a quarterstaff.
Probably do better because it's bludgeoning versus piercing.
Okay, I can do that. Just smack
Yeah.
it with the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you do manage to hit, I'll give you a D6 in damage plus your strength bonus.
Okay.
I would say that's an improvised weapon but it's your call.
Yeah, she's also
Oh.
proficient in quarterstaff.
Well, not 20.
Not 20, you're good.
It's crit.
The
It's
crit
not-
wasn't confirmed, but it's still a natural 20 to hit.
yeah,
That's
it's still a hit.
Pissed off Luna.
D6 plus strength.
District. Okay, so that's yeah, that'll do it. Skeletal dog number 3
It's been destroyed.
bites you, drags you down, but you manage to club it with your spear like a quarterstaff.
Yay.
Skeletal dog number 1, acrobatics check.
Is it moving?
It's trying to.
Okay, then yeah, acrobatics.
15.
It can move at half speed, completely fine.
Okay.
Yep, sorry, Bakai, but you might explode. She's gonna explode.
That's a hit.
Sorry.
Doesn't drag you down. What happens to...
How much damage?
it was only 3 points, so she is
Okay.
at
Zero. No,
minus
unconscious.
1 or 0.
All right, so actually that's counting the subdual. That's 13.
Actually, when you healed 1 point...
No, I didn't. I was thinking I was higher level. I can't do that ability yet.
Oh,
So
okay.
she's at the 10 wounds plus the 13 subdual.
She's an
unconscious.
Eidolon.
Yeah,
Do
she's-
Eidolons not just disappear when they drop to 0?
Let me see if I have the resilient feature yet. I can also, as a instant action, I don't have resilient yet. Let me make sure I can do this at this level. She's either disappeared or I'm sacrificing some of my hit points, but we won't hold things up. I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. When you sacrificed your hit points before...
I didn't, because I realized I didn't have that ability, I thought, so I left her as she was.
Okay. Cool.
But
was gonna
I'm
say,
going to
'cause-
look up.
That would have probably got rid of some of the subdual damage, too.
But I can always pull her back. I'm going to look it up. She's either gone or I have the damage if I can do it instantly.
Okay. We're at the end of round 2, on to round 3, so we'll put a pin in it right here, and we'll leave it on a cliffy. The cliffhanger. Does Bakai manage to stay, or do all your companions see what happens to her?
Oh, we're stopping here?
Yeah, let's call it a night right here, right at this
All right.
particular spot. Seems like a good cliffhanger spot to see if Bakai can manage to stay in this realm, or people see her disappear.
As an Eidolon, you could just summon her again the next day, right? Or-
Because it's a soul
the
bound.
next day.
Well, is because it's soul bound. I can pull her back. I can heal her and pull her back same day. It's a special thing. I can't do any of the summon monster spell like abilities. I gave them up for this.
But as far as everybody knows, Bakai is just a woman that you chum around with.
Right. We don't know
So,
the
yeah.
details.
Exactly.
Everybody, thank you so much.
But if
Thank you very much,
doesn't
Tom.
die like
See you
a
next
human,
time.
Yeah, that would leave a clue. Give a clue, right?
Yeah. So the next game is January 2nd. Is everybody seem to be okay for that? That's the
Yeah.
day after New Year's.
Pretty good.
Yes.
That's
That's
fine.
pretty good.
Okay.
Every at the end of every turn, Arthur basically just pulled a, well, I've done all I can do. Well, we're fighting mindless undead. I've done all I can do. My job's done.
All
So,
right.
Arthur's
Have a
doing
good
something.
holiday, everybody.
Yes,
and,
enjoy-
Have a good night.
Enjoy your Christmas, everyone, and your
Thank you.
all the holiday season, your New Year's, and all that.
All the more motivation to become a Dread Witch.
Good night.
Night, everybody. Thanks for the game.
See y'all.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yep.
Anyway,
Since we're in the middle of combat, we wouldn't gain any experience.
dangerous as they were, I'm sure.
Well, my thought is between